Good evening, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're doing alright, 'cause it's time for Profit Review. Last week we discussed the December 5, 2024 Rustore, and today we're here to discuss December 12, the first Christmas Rustore for 2024. So sit back, relax, I'm going to start yapping. But before I do, some of you are probably new to this and you don't fully understand the focus of the video, so I'll quickly explain right now. Basically, of every single Rustore that we see, I will return to it 4 weeks later, just to see how everything turned out. Did everything match up to our expectations? And if not, I have to sit here and explain why. Now, with every brand new Rustore that we see, I'm always making considerations for what potentially might be the best investment for this week. So, I will look back, look at my suggestions, and consider, was I right or was I wrong? If I was wrong, you can hold me accountable. Simple as. So, as we hop over to here, let's now talk about my initial reaction, because of course, the very first Christmas Rustore for 2024. Awesome. Or was it? Well, by default, it's holiday skins. Once it's no longer the holiday, it's out of season, it's out of interest, nobody cares for it. And this is a routine thing that we know about every single year, especially with Christmas, because out of all the holiday seasons, Christmas is the one that does get invested into the most. But the very second we see these brand new skins, rotate out and we're back to normal with normal Rustore skins and it's no longer Christmas, they drop hard. And I put that warning out. The very first thing I said to everybody when I first saw this Christmas Rustore was, we need to anticipate how low they're going to go. We're better off with just doing buy orders. Now, the usual routine is most of the brand new Christmas skins that come out will usually go down in price, reach a rock bottom price around March or April time, and that usually is the best time to jump in and buy into them. And from there, the anticipation for the very next Christmas starts, and all the Christmas skins slowly and graciously rise up in price, well, ever so nicely. And they usually peak around November, December time. Well, just look back and see what happened 2 months ago. Simple as that. So yes, all of these skins, unfortunately, are going to go down in price, but with November 2025, December 2025, well, wouldn't be surprised they all bounce back up again. That's the expectation. Out of all the skins, there are still some that are likely going to perform a little bit better. And of course, we can make considerations. There's still quite a fair bit to talk about, but they were all expected to go down in price. Simple as. So, looking at all the skins at the very least, what was interesting? Well, that's the first grenade skin to be accepted in 7 years. Yes, I made that point. I was like, oh, wow, okay then. Are we going to suddenly start seeing a lot more of them? Is it okay to jump into, purely based on that fact, There isn't a cheap grenade skin. All of them were fairly expensive at that point, and they still are technically. But yeah, with what we saw there, a lot of people were very curious. Oh, surely that'll go up in price, maybe. Well, I'll talk about that in a bit, won't I? Looking at the other skins. Oh, look, it's the first Jackhammer skin to be accepted in a 2024 Rustore. It's December. Yes, I know we had Twitch drops, but it's a bit weird how we only had, one Jackhammer in a Rustore throughout all of 2024. Oh well, is what it is. Oh look, it's another cute animal as a rock. Oh, could that bode well for it? Well. And the very first Christmas themed backpack. So I was fully expecting at least a few backpacks to be accepted. The amount of backpacks submitted for the Christmas skins for 2024, there's 20 plus. So, alright, cool. I was expecting 2 in a Rustore. We'll see what happens with that then. And, oh look, Frosty's Locker, a continuation for the very cool-looking fridge that was accepted the previous year. Now, a very interesting detail with this was that it went all the way down to about $1.40 at one point, at its lowest point, literally the March-April time of the year this came out, 2024. And then this went all the way up to about $4 or $5 when this was accepted. Now, before that, it was still at around $4, but it definitely gave it an extra bit of a push. So, okay, could the locker emulate that behaviour? We'll have to talk about that, wouldn't we? So overall, a fairly interesting batch of skins, but still expecting pretty much all of them to go below the Rustore price. We had to kind of figure out what might be a good buy order price. But with the things I've just talked about there, there's still some interesting things. There's still some skins here that might still perform a little bit better compared to the others. So this is the point where we now go over to here and remind ourselves of the predictions video I made. So when I was looking at all the skins when they just first came out, saw the sales, kind of got a good idea of what likely was going to sell more than the others. I was making considerations, and the skin that caught my eye the most was the polar bear rock. So I've said this many times in the past, and maybe I'll say it again soon enough. But when it comes to rock skins, if it's got a cute animal face in it, turns out they tend to do a pretty good job of retaining their value. And just a couple months before this specific time, with the Harbour Seal rock, that was perfectly in the positive at that specific time as well. All the other rock skins, they were still in the negative. Then you look at the previous year, and look, Pug Rock, Hamster Rock, they were in the positive. Not Capybara. I keep making this joke, but yeah, basically, if it's got a cute animal design, they tend to work better. So I was looking at that Santa, well, he has a Santa hat on, this polar bear rock, and I thought, you know what? I can still see it go below its Russell price. That's an inevitability. You can't stop that from happening, I'm afraid. But maybe I want to jump in and pick up a whole bunch of these once it hits around March or April time, because I just can't help but assume that later, later in the year in 2025, that's probably going to get bought out like, well, not like crazy, I guess. It depends how much it was going to sell. But I could easily see it rising up in price ever so nicely in anticipation to the next year's Christmas. That polar bear rock was cute. A very fun, silly-looking design. It was actually made by the same people that made the Harbour Seal rock, so yeah, they got a good thing going right there. So yes, could you have a wonderful future ahead of you? Well, have to wait and see. So, all right, I was very curious about how much it was going to sell, because if it was going to sell like crazy, yeah, that was going to lead to potential problems. So I just wanted to see how things played out, but it was looking interesting. Now, hopping back over to here, I have to quickly remind myself, the other skins I was looking at, gingerbread jackhammer. So I've already made the point of, well, that's the very first marketable jackhammer in all of 2024. Earlier in the year, we did have 2 Twitch drops. The year before that, we had 3 skins be accepted. And the year before that, we had 2 skins accepted with a Twitch drop. We don't get that many jackhammers. You could clearly see that. So I was like, oh, okay then. Maybe the gingerbread jackhammer could work out ever so nicely. I did have a nice thing to compare to. That was the nutcracker jackhammer. Now, at that specific point, halfway through December, Nutcracker Jackhammer was like $1.85 or something like that. It wasn't matching up to its rush door price, but it still went all the way down to around $1 its lowest, and then rose back up around close to its rush door price. In short, there was some decent profit that was made there if you bought in at its lowest point, its rock bottom price. So, could the exact same thing happen to the gingerbread jackhammer? Well, I kind of wanted to wait and see what the sales were going to look like, because that did over 21,000 subscribers. Not an absolutely ridiculous amount, but still quite a fair bit. Maybe this wouldn't sell so much. Maybe this could have a better future ahead of it. And the design, it was fine. Gingerbread, icing, delicious, sugary sweet. Oh, yes. So, yeah, maybe it was going to have a nice future ahead of it, but still, Christmas skin, going to go down in price. Looking at the remaining skins, I do believe, I think I talked about the locker next, if I was correct. Yes, no, yes, I did. So the locker, as I said, a continuation to the fridge skin that was accepted the previous year. We have a picture right here where they're both next to each other. Awesome looking design. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they do next year. I think the idea I gave was do a rug skin, but make it look as if you're looking through a window. It's got like snow all over it and whatnot. And you can see the inside of like a fun, cutesy little Christmas themed base. Anyway, that right there, could it match up? Could it behave exactly like the fridge? That fridge went all the way down to about $1.40 after selling in a rush store at $2.49, but rose up in price to the point where it was basically double the price the very next Christmas. So, with this selling at a standard price of $1.50, yes it was, yep, $1.50, standard deplorable price. Of course, the fridge sold at a slightly higher price. How much was that going to sell? Was it going to be reasonable? And could it easily rise up in price in the future? Well, I had to wait and see. Things were definitely looking interesting. Now, speaking about things looking interesting, there's this gingerbread man rug. What's so interesting? Well, it was a very strange looking design. If you've seen this in game, it just... I said it then, I say it again. It just stands out very oddly. It's very strange, and I thought... it was something to do with its depth or whatever. We were talking about it a month ago. I know. But I thought maybe the goofiness of it might help it out, might help it retain value. Maybe it'll work out quite nicely. I still expected it to go down in price, but it is a bit odd. It's just straight up a gingerbread man. All right, yeah, okay, cool. It is what it is, but I didn't really have that much faith. It was selling at a standard price of $1.49, but I'm not fully confident. And then with the remaining skins, I think we can generalise now. We had the red Christmas garage door, remaining deplorables and the weapons and the clothing, the backpack. Right, so let's go ahead and hop back over to here. Right, so for that garage door, perfectly fine look and design, but we've had plenty of Christmas themed garage doors in the past. I was like, you know what? I know exactly how this is going to go down. It's just going to end up going down to maybe like around $1 or something. Couldn't help but anticipate that was likely going to be the answer. Now, it wasn't even the first gingerbread themed garage door we've ever had accepted, so if I could just quickly showcase to you, because I definitely showed it off when I first saw this. It was a good couple of years before. I know we had a reindeer theme one. There you go, Gingerbread Garage Door in 2022, and the year before that, then it was there you go, perfect. These weren't doing very well when it was like halfway through December. So that kind of didn't really help the the brand new garage door. So yeah, I really didn't imagine it was going to work out ever so nicely. Selling nicely at the moment at that specific time, but yeah. And then with the remaining deplorables, so the furnace and the sleeping bag, I just didn't expect that much. Deplorables definitely struggled very badly when Christmas was out of season, so I just didn't have that much faith with the weapons. So, specifically talking about the SAR, didn't have that much faith in it. It was a continuation to a AK-47 that was accepted the previous year. That went down to like 70 to 80 cents at its lowest, but halfway through December, it was only up to $1. I'm not joking. It was half the price it sold for when it was Christmas time. So that really didn't bode well. And SARS, they tend to behave exactly the same as the AKs, so I wasn't going to be going strong on that. But the grenade, yes, I left it until around this point to talk about it because I wasn't 100% sure how things were going to go down. Now, with the sales that I could see at that specific point when I was making a predictions video, I was like, it does look like it's selling quite a fair bit. There is interest in it. But is it actually going to maintain interest? Now, here's a weird thing with grenades. That was supposed to have been fixed, but it wasn't yet. You can't see it in game if someone's holding it in front of you. People looking in third person or looking at someone else who holds the skin, they can't see it. It just appears green. Yeah, I know. So, what's the point in owning it? Yeah, okay, you can see it, but if other people can't see it, it's not that good anymore, is it? So there was that issue as well. If people can't even see the skin, what's the point in getting it? Also, Christmas themes. So, yeah, I wasn't feeling super confident. I was worried about the amount of sales, so I didn't feel I didn't want to put down like a strong suggestion that it was going to be okay. So, yeah. And the clothing first. Clothing. So, yeah, clothing and armor. You may recall back when we had the Halloween skins, I was like, when it's holiday themed skins, which clothing and armor, unfortunately, that's just going to go down to about 30 cents at its lowest. But usually what happens is if we do see a continuation the next year, if we see that being accepted, they'll get bought out. Like the previous skins, they get bought out. So if there ever were to be a Frozen Santa Tier 2 or Tier 3 being produced in Christmas 2025, and then it's accepted, that's getting cleaned out. That's getting cleaned out easily. So, yeah, looked nice for what it was, but we already had Christmas Gang. And Christmas Gang, it wasn't that expensive, but yeah, it definitely doesn't have like ice all over it. All right, and then lastly, there was the backpack. A very interesting design, but I was like, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another backpack being accepted the very next week. At this specific point, we had seen a backpack being accepted every single week ever since we first saw the skins being accepted. I wouldn't be surprised if that was going to continue until like 2025. So that right there, for what it was, perfectly fine, but hey, it's Christmas themed, very obviously. That did not look like it was going to retain its price forever. I wasn't feeling confident in that. So, yeah. I immediately thought, you know what, I'm probably going to only offer about like 60 cents to 80 cents. That's literally something I first thought of when I first saw it, because I just couldn't trust it actually managing to maintain the price. But that is the very first Christmas backpack. We were going to learn things. Was this going to crash and burn, or was it actually going to do quite all right? I couldn't answer that because this is the first time I've seen it happen. So, for all of us, a learning experience. Wow. Cool, so we got all the words out. Everything that was needed to be said has been said. Now, the very weird thing is, during the same time that these came out, we also had Twitch drops. So you know how I kind of very quickly talked about this sleeping bag, sorry. At the same time, we got a brand new sleeping bag Twitch drop, wooden door Twitch drop, there was a small box Twitch drop, and 2 high clothing pieces. Bit strange, bit odd, but it happened. So that definitely kind of made things a bit awkward for that. So if I could quickly show you all the recent sleeping bags, you'll see that we had 2 Christmas-themed sleeping bags wrapped up in, like, Christmas lights. Okay, thanks, Face Punch. So that happened. Let's now hop over to here and discuss the first 24 hours of sales. So, yeah, things were progressing. At this specific time, I was selling my Christmas-themed Rust skins. I was looking at this brand new batch of Christmas skins, and I thought, you know what? hey, they're selling very nicely. Good to see. Still going down in price. Still go down in price. There's no way of escaping that. But yeah, the gingerbread man rug was the skin that was getting the most sales, followed by the red Christmas grenade, followed by the furnace. So, all right, that grenade did appear to be selling quite a fair bit, but where was it going to end up at? Was it going to get anywhere close to about 30,000 subscribers? I wasn't thinking that, but it definitely looked like it was going to possibly reach up to 25,000. That still felt like a little bit too much. I didn't think there's enough genuine demand for a grenade because, again, not everyone can see it. And also, when you skin it, you throw it, boom, gone. Oh. So I put the effort in to skin it, and then it's already gone, disappeared. It's kind of like satchel charges. If you're going to go through the effort in skinning it, it's just going to explode and disappear. Now, for quite a long time, satchel charges weren't doing very good in retaining their value. And, well, thing is, at this specific point when I was looking at them again, they're actually doing pretty good. Their prices had actually gone up. So, maybe things are going to be different now. Maybe that grenade will work out a little bit better. Well, we'll see in a bit, won't we? So, yes, this was the first 24 hours of sales. Things were looking pretty okay. That polar bear rock wasn't selling that much. Wasn't one of the top sellers. Interesting, because that's the skin I was feeling most confident in. Right, so let's now hop out of here and discuss what we were looking at when we were doing the abnormal barders. So on the night of the abnormal barders, Gingerbread Man Rug had over 21,000 subscribers. Red Christmas Grenade had just over 19,000 subscribers. Ice Vortex Furnace with almost 18,000 subscribers. Across the board, the skins were selling quite nicely. Cool. So, let's now talk about the prices that I was suggesting for the abnormal barders. So first up, Gingerbread Man Rug, top seller. Well, might have been selling at $1.49, but even then I just still couldn't fully trust it. It had sold quite a fair bit. I wasn't feeling super confident in it, so I suggested 70 cents to 90 cents. Maybe it drops off a fair bit. Cool. But was that likely to get bought out again next year? Well, literally the previous year, we did see the Christmas-themed gingerbread bearskin rug. That sold, it went all the way down to about 80 cents at its lowest point, but at this specific time, it was selling for about $3+. Yep. So it went real low, and then the very next Christmas went all the way back up and basically went into nice big fat profit. So I thought, okay, maybe that could happen all over again. But, the usage of a regular rug and a bearskin rug, there's a lot to yap about. But I just thought, 70 cents to 90 cents. I'm pretty sure it's still going to go up in price quite nicely in the future, so that felt like a perfectly fine thing to suggest. Ice Vortex Furnace, so I didn't have that much to talk about earlier when I spoke about that with the other deplorable, but 60 cents to 80 cents, it's going down. These Christmas-themed furnaces don't really hold up very well. But of course, when it gets close to the very next Christmas, they go up in price, but they don't go up in price ridiculously. So 60 cent to 80 cent barder, whilst it's looking fairly low, they do get that low. So just giving you a heads up. The gingerbread house garage door, 70 cents to 90 cents. I didn't have that much faith in it. Like I said, fully expected it to go down to around $1. We've had many other gingerbread themed garage doors, and whilst they do rise up in price to a fair point in anticipation to the next Christmas, they drop off hard. So 70 cents, 90 cents definitely felt like a perfectly fine, reasonable option. When it came to talking about the polar bear rock, well, at that specific point, it had done 15,000 subscribers. This was looking like it was going to sell less than the Harper Seal rock, which at that time was selling quite nicely. But of course, Christmas theme, it's going to probably go down in price in the future. But still, the anticipation. Surely it could still work out nicely. It's still got some cute beady eyes with a happy smile. It's got a Santa hat on his head. So I was looking at it and I thought, you know what? I think even though it's selling at $2.49, and in comparison to the other Christmas themed skins here, I thought it would perform better, of course, and I thought I could offer $1 to $1.50. I reckon I could easily potentially pick those up for about $1 cheaper after a few months' time, so springtime, March, April. If I don't manage to get any, I'll probably still jump in and buy a bunch. Because, of course, I can be aware of the low prices around then. Maybe it only goes down to about $1.80. I could still just buy some. I'm fine with that. So I felt confident in it. I thought it could have a very nice future ahead of it. The sales weren't ridiculous. All the better for it to rise up in price in the future. So, I went with $1 to $1.50. Still a fair bit low, but, you haven't seen Easter dips before, I guess. Sweet gift sleeping bag. Oh no, gift stack backpack. It's that one. 70 cents, 90 cents. Didn't fully know how to approach it. Like I said, the very first Christmas themed backpack we ever had, it was sitting there with almost 15,000 subscribers. But like I said, I fully expected the very next day we're going to see another Christmas themed backpack. That felt like an inevitability. So, yeah, 70 cents to 90 cents felt like a perfectly fine option. A nice Christmassy themed skin, selling at $2. How low could it go? I have no idea. So, again, learning experience. Then I can talk about the Sweet Gift sleeping bag. So, like I said, we had those Twitch drops out, and we literally had a Twitch drop sleeping bag being given away for free, which basically was a very similar design. So I just thought, oh yeah, that's probably not having a fun time in the future. 60 cents to 80 cents. And for the Frozen Santa hoodie and pants, I've already talked about that. It's expected to just drop off in price, struggle for a period of time, but of course, in anticipation of next Christmas, and of course, with the anticipation of seeing a collection continuation for the very next Christmas, I thought that could easily maybe work out quite nicely in the future, the possibilities, but I only went with 30 cents to 50 cents in the barter. I wasn't doubting the idea of potentially picking those up for a fairly cheap price. So, cool. And for the other skins that weren't abnormal, the regular skins, Red Christmas Grenade, a $1.99 weapon skin. I thought to myself, you know what? I personally was thinking of doing 60 cents to 80 cents, but I thought, you know what? If you want to go bold, if you want to go, if you feel confident in it, if you truly believe we're not going to see another grenade skin being accepted in quite a long time, you could push up to $1.10. But I sat there and said, I'm just doing 60 cents to 80 cents though. So just pointing out, look, you can be confident, but I'll sit back. I'll be nice and safe. So yeah, I wasn't feeling super confident in it. With the amount of sales, I thought there might have been just a little bit too many in comparison to actual genuine demand. So cool. Frosty's Locker, well, it looked like it was going to sell a fair bit less compared to the fridge, but lockers this year, even though we had an interesting batch of them, they weren't exactly doing super great. So I was questioning it a fair bit, but I was like, well, the fridge did go down for quite a fair bit in itself, but it still rose up in price very nicely, even before we even saw this being accepted. Even before it was December, it was up in price very nicely. People do appreciate the cool, transparent design. So I thought, okay, I'll probably do 80 cents to $1.10. Yeah, it'll drop off a fair bit, but I'm fine with that. I'll pick them up for a cheaper price, wait out to next Christmas, and hopefully flip them for double. We'll see. Then the gingerbread jackhammer, I thought it was going to hold up quite nicely if we weren't going to see that many more jackhammer skins being accepted for the foreseeable future. Based on, the previous years, that very likely was going to happen. So I said 80 cents to $1.20. And I wouldn't be surprised if I pick up a bunch of those and hopefully flip them for a decent price in the future as well. And then the snowflakes didn't have that much faith in it, 60 cents to 80 cents. It is what it is. Right then, so let's now hop out of here and discuss the skins as we see them right now. So just to get the point across, before we go through the whole routine of talking about each of the skins based in the order of what we see here, it's only January. About 2 weeks into January, I should say. And I am expecting these to drop off even harder in about 2 months' time, all right? And that's what you should be doing as well. With post-Christmas, I'm sure you've been making a lot of sales. I'm pretty sure you've been making a lot of profits on your accounts. But this is probably one of the things you should consider making investments towards. Not right now. Well, you could. I still think the prices that we see here will be much better once we hit, November again, of course. That shouldn't be too surprising. But for some of these skins, they've only slightly gone down a bit. They can go much lower. Be prepared, all right? So now we can talk about, the actual prices. So Gingerbread Man Rug, hey, you did 23,000 subscribers. You're down by 18%. And yeah, I suggested a price of 70 cents to 90 cents. That seems to be okay. But once we reach March and April time, could you go even lower? Let's just get a good build-up of the buy orders and see. Well, you got a decent amount of them between 90 cents to $1. I mean, hey, maybe it might take a while. But you haven't seen how bad it gets when we reach March time. I know we've got a lot of people playing whilst it's January. But kids will be focused in school again and people will be focusing work again. I know we have the primitive update for February. Maybe things will hold up quite nicely. We shall see. But I don't fully know if we're going to actually maintain player counts above 90,000 for the foreseeable future. I know Rust is always improving with the player counts, as you can see for the past few months clearly. But I do believe we'll be dropping off from what this high point is here. And with less people playing, there'll be low demand for skins and prices will drop off a fair bit. It's an inevitability. It's a routine thing that happens every single year. So with what we see here with this rug, I do believe it will go lower. How low will you go? Well, I said 70 cents to 90 cents. That's where I think it's going to land. But with the barter build-up we have here, maybe it'll maintain its price. Maybe it'll stay above $1 for the foreseeable future. And it really don't look like there's that many of them being listed. So, yeah, maybe it'll be all right for now. But again, you got to look at this again in 2 months' time. So, I don't know, put a note down. Keep your eyes on it. It's up to you. So, yeah, it's for you to consider. But yeah, all right, you did drop off. It is what it is. But it's not the rock bottom price time. So, yeah. All right, let's go through the rest of the skins then. So, Red Christmas Grenade. I wasn't sure. I wasn't fully confident, and that's a good thing because it's down by 35%. It's now listed on the Steam market at $1.30. Now, there was supposed to be a fix with the January update. That didn't seem to work, it seems, because I've looked at this. I've looked this in game, still broken. It's unfortunate, but yeah. All right. So as of now, as you look at the listings, you might notice someone's listed more than 80 above $2.44. Don't know why you'd do that. But as you can see with the listings and the buy orders, well, some people are confident. Some people put down some fairly strong buy orders. But again, this did sell quite a fair bit. There is expected to be quite a bit of a drop-off of the player count soon, and I wouldn't be surprised if you'll see quite a lot of people who probably bought these for Christmas time and thought, you know what, I'm not going to be playing Rust that much. I've got to focus exams, or I've got to focus this project. I should just sell my skins and then buy them back again once I start playing again around the summer or Christmas time. So, yeah, it's got 119 listings at the moment. I won't be surprised if there'll be a lot more. Again, keep an eye on it in two months' time. But yeah, it seems people didn't really care that much about them. So the amount that sold, how concerning will it be? Was it too much stock in comparison to actual genuine demand? At the moment, it ain't looking good. But let's keep an eye on this, especially during the likes of the summer and in anticipation for Christmas next year, or rather this year now. But yeah, this was expected, and this is how it turned out. So cool. Right. Over to here, we can now talk about the Ice Vortex Furnace. Didn't have that much faith. I've seen many interesting Christmas-themed furnaces come out in the past, and then they drop off pretty badly once it's no longer Christmas. And the Ice Vortex Furnace has followed suit. So this is actually part of a collection, technically speaking. We have a few skins of the Ice Vortex collection. Previous year, we saw a Garage Door. Year before that, we saw a Satchel Charge. They rose up in price quite nicely when it was Christmas time. Well, not anymore now. Anyway, see that there? It's basically half the price it's sold for. Yep, but there's only 17 listings. But the bar does only go up to about 90 cents. So, yeah, that will most likely keep dropping off. It will very likely keep going to a lower price. But, yeah, I mean, ta-da. Right, the Gingerbread House Garage Door. I spot on. I knew exactly how this is going to go down. And down to $1 was the suggestion. And here we are, looking at it, with 97 cents being the lowest listing. But yeah, with so many different gingerbread garage doors already out, and at that specific point when this first appeared in Rush Store, with the other gingerbread garage doors not really going up in price that much, it really didn't look like this was going to have a fun future ahead of it. Now, again, 97 cents might seem bad at the moment, but that potentially could be its lowest price, and then in anticipation to next Christmas, it might go up to $1.50, but it's still profit. So again, if you didn't do a natural buy order on this, just look at it again in 2 months' time, March time, see the price then, maybe it'd be a fair bit lower. Go spend those post-Christmas profits. Start anticipating some sweet, delicious Christmas profit for the next Christmas. So yeah, looking at the barter build-up, it's basically mostly around 80 cents. That very likely will be the lowest point, all right? But with not that many listings at the moment, it's not super easy to say, but from what I can see here, hopefully this will be the bastion that manages to maintain the price and keep it up a reasonable amount. We shall see. Right, over to here, Frosty's Locker. It didn't sell as much as the fridge. No, it did not. Could that work out ever so nicely for this in the future? Well, first of all, let's just go through the bad times. Let's see how low it goes, and maybe it goes below $1. Hey, we'll see. My price suggestion, of course, was, where is it? I suggested 80 cents to $1.10. Right now, it's currently sitting at $1.06. I have bought a lot of these already. In fact, I think I've pretty much bought all the ones I had set at $1.10, but I'm fine with that. I'm not upset. I bought them for a cheaper price than what they sold for in the rush store. I still have my lower buy order price as well, which I believe is around 80 cents. Might be 87 cents. That probably is correct. But I do see this working out quite nicely. Of course, later this year. And I do anticipate another Frosties themed sort of skin. Don't know what it's going to be. But if that gets accepted as well, maybe we'll see a nice extra boost in price for this locker, much like what we saw with the fridge when that was accepted. So this is fine. It's landed on the price I suggested. Could it still go lower? I'm looking at the prices. It probably will go down to about 80 cents. Wouldn't be surprised by that. But again, there's not that many listings at the moment. So keep an eye on this, all right? Definitely an interesting opportunity there, potentially. Gingerbread jackhammer, I suggested an 80 cents to $1.20 price. As of now, it's got a low price of about $1.40. Oh, $1.22. Yep. So it seems to be different from SMM. But yeah, no, that's smack dab on the suggestion price. But as you look over to here, the buy orders basically stop at $1. And that random 77 quantity buy order is me. Oh, look, there's me there as well. So 83 cents and 97 cents is what I did. All right, yeah, I mean, that's definitely within the pricing suggestion I suggested, but I didn't go up to $1.20. I'm not sure if anybody else did, but if I can recall, I would have done this barter first. Then when I went to go do my second set of barders, I probably noticed nobody's going anywhere close to over $1, so I probably went just a bit shy. And again, I'll be fine if I bought a bunch of those at 97 cents, wouldn't complain, because of course, I really don't think we'll be seeing that many more jackhammer skins being accepted, and that very likely will have a fun future ahead of it. So, yeah, I'm settled with that. That's cool. Right, moving on, here we have the Polar Bear Rock. Now, out of all the skins you see here, you might notice they're all down in price. Well, I mean, I did say that was expected. But this is only down by 3%. Now again, SMM price, actual price, let's go find out. This is currently on the Steam market at $2.46. That's a few pennies below its rush store price. That's nothing. It's basically evens. Cute animals, I'm telling you. People love them. They just love to smack their heads against rocks. So point I'm trying to get across is that's actually done a decent price. That's actually done a decent job of maintaining its price. And, well, here you go. Could it still go lower, though? I mean, yeah, look at the buy orders. It's not looking super strong. This could easily go down to about half its price at some point if it gets real bad. But will it? Did you buy some for yourself? I didn't. But did you do a strong buy order? Feel free to comment below. I'd love to see it. But yeah, this is still doing pretty good. Maybe it's based on the fact that people aren't listing theirs that low enough. How many sales have happened? It is selling quite nicely every day. The price is maintaining. I mean, yeah, it seems to be in demand enough that the price is holding. But of course, when we see less people playing and more people listing skins rather than buying skins, maybe it does drop off, and it's expected it's going to probably be around $1.50 maybe. We'll see. So that was the price suggestion I put down. I'm confident and happy with that. Looking at the backpack, again, didn't really know where this was going to land at. Turns out it's already down to less than $1. Oh dear. So 29 listings, boulders, it's getting close to 80 cents. I think I've actually bought a couple of these already. I probably am the 48 here. So here's a funny thing. We did get more backpacks. 2 more to be precise. Sorry. I've been talking so much that I forgot to breathe and that's caused me to yawn. So sorry. But anyway, well, what I'm seeing here, that was a bit quick. And again, with the extra backpacks that are accepted, that probably caused a problem. More specifically, a very random Christmas week free. I'll talk more about that in a bit. So, looking at this, do I want to remove my barter at the moment? I mean, there's not that much listings. I think I can just be happy and keep accepting the buy orders. I mean, I think I'll be right. So, the account that did these buy orders, it's exhausted. I filled up the account with maximum wallet. I did the maximum amount of barders I could possibly do with maximum wallet, so it couldn't add any more money. It couldn't do any more barders. It was just essentially there to just exist and do barders. So I'm fine with that. I can just let that account do all these barders and then, of course, start rubbing my hands in anticipation for the next Christmas. So we'll see how it goes. How low will you go? Feel free to comment below. Do you reckon it'll go much lower than 80 cents? Well, there's only one way to find out. Wait it out. Sweet gift sleeping bag. Yeah, you went down to $1. So yeah, I wasn't feeling super confident with the brand new Twitch drop coming out at the same time. But yeah, only 45 listings, 99 cents, very thin here. Barders basically stopping at 70 cents. It doesn't look like it has a fun future ahead of it. But maybe it just doesn't sell that much. Maybe the listings just don't really go that much lower. Keep an eye on it, but yeah, the fact that we got that Twitch drop, I don't know what they're thinking, but I don't care. So, did you get the Twitch drop at the very least? Do you enjoy it? Which one do you prefer? Feel free to comment below. Snowflake SAR. Didn't have any faith in it. 60 cents to 80 cents. At the moment, it's sitting here at $1.40. Okay, fair enough. But what's the bar looking like at the moment as well? Let's just get a quick look at that. You got a 12, a 17, a 22, all slightly above $1. Okay, that's looking okay. Barders kind of stop at around 80 cents after that. I mean, give it some time. Will it drop off more so? I do expect so. So we'll see how it goes. I don't imagine this will manage to keep the price up forever. Or maybe it does, because when you look at this, the amount of sales it had, 11,600, not a ridiculous amount, but not exactly hardly anything either. Maybe that's contributed to sheer lack of sales, or listings I should say. But then again, with all the skins we saw today, they've all been quite low. So look at this in 2 months' time and wow, it's probably gone down in price. And of course, Frozen Santa hoodie and pants. Now, yeah, this clearly hasn't gone and reached its rock bottom price yet, but I do anticipate that happening. And honestly, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if this works out quite nicely in the future. Christmas Gang hoodie and pants are quite a bit pricey, like $2 or $3. So maybe people start looking for other options, and for what we see here, it seems to be a perfectly fine option. And if we do see those continuations next Christmas, maybe this could go even further. Oh, yes. So that's up to you to make a consideration over. But only 18 listings here and 45 listings here. Now, let's look at the actual purchases. 7 today and 10. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's super in demand at the moment. But of course, we kind of know that because it's not Christmas anymore. So, yeah, you do look like you'll be going lower. And with the barter layout, it's definitely going to end up maybe around 50 cents at the very least. We shall see. So, did you do a good barter in these? Are you thinking it's going to work out ever so nicely in the future? Feel free to comment below. And that is basically it. There's not much else to talk about. Now, I could talk about all the all the items, but there's nah. They always go down in price when they're reintroduced. But I should point out, with Festive garlands, at the very least, just because it was very interesting, when this restore first appeared, we didn't get the items immediately. They actually appeared the following Monday with the actual Christmas update. And this had barders, it had barders all the way up to about $9, if I can recall, $8. Yeah, of course, with this being reintroduced, it appears at a set price in the restore at $3.49. What happened was, we ended up seeing about 1,000 of these listed. In fact, right now you can see there's 176. What are you doing? Just wait until the summer. Just remove your listings, let it flourish again, then list your things again in small incremental amounts. Ride the wave of momentum. So yeah, unfortunately other people exist. I don't know what this guy's doing, but if he didn't do that, it probably actually might rise back in price again. So if you're watching this, the guy that has this listing, remove him. Let it ride up again, and then you'll be able to make even better profit. There'll actually probably some decent demand. Let's just quickly see, though. What's the amount sold recently? 110. Okay, 110 in a single day is actually pretty good. But yeah, look at the drop-off of the price. Happens every single year. This isn't, like, new. But yeah, look at that. Oh, no. But yeah, I did warn everybody at, like, the last minute saying, yeah, you should probably sell to the highest bidder. Grab whatever you can, because it's going to drop off the very next day. And there you go. So yeah, it dropped off. There was a ton of listings, but it can still ride back up again. Technically, right now it's still profitable. You could sell that to the highest bidder and make some pennies. But wait out till the next summer at the very least, and yeah, you very likely be making some decent few dollars. Maybe we'll find out. But yeah, all these other skins not as good, I'm afraid. So yeah, okay, that's it then. So I'll quickly give you some intel for the following weeks because, of course, it's still Christmas. So maybe it'll be very routine and very quick for those videos because I've realised I've actually spent about 40 minutes yapping about this. I'm very sorry about that. But yeah, we, of course, got plenty more Christmas skins and, of course, very, very surprised to see a third week. So with the very first restore of January 2025, I looked at all the skins and, like, these skins here, they're all submitted before Christmas. And I was like, you know what? I won't be surprised if Face Punch probably pre-planned the following 4 weeks of restores. And then went and had their holiday, didn't worry about anything. And then Ta-da! Now, of course, with the most recent Rust we got some more recent skins, which was very nice. But yeah, it really did kind of come across like that. So, are we going to see a third week of Christmas more in the future? Do you like that? Because I kind of prefer regular skins. And just saying, But I guess some people probably like the idea of not feeling the need to spend more Steam Wallet. So, love to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts in regards to that? And overall, with all the skins here, are you happy with the way things are going? Is this your newest? What's the word to say? Is this your first ever time like approaching holiday themed skins? Because of course, with Halloween, they've probably dropped off pretty badly, haven't they? If I quickly go back over to there, they're probably not holding up very well. Not you. Well, actually, recently they actually got bought out. People cannot afford Arctic camouflage anymore, so people looked at Ghost Guys and jumped in. But all the other skins, but you're doing alright. So, yeah, not everything always goes down terribly. Sometimes certain holiday skins do work out quite nicely. So, maybe we'll see more of that when we approach the following weeks with the Christmas Rush stores. Overall, all I can sit here and say, I hope you enjoyed your Christmas, I hope you enjoyed your New Year's, and I hope you've enjoyed your post-Christmas sales. Have you been putting effort in? How am I doing? Let's go see, because I have been trying my best to get some more sales in, make some more profits. Let's just quickly refresh how much we got here now. Oh, a little bit more. Can't complain about that. But yeah, you got to keep trying. You got to keep putting those sales in whilst there's a decent amount of people playing, because when they're gone, prices go back down again. So grab that opportunity whilst you can. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. Say goodbye.